Hey everyone, welcome back to Social Zombie. I'm your host, Mr. Wolf, and in today's episode, guys, it's going to be a bit of a serious one. Um, Essentially, it just involves this Ashes of Creation stuff. Um, and I don't really know what to do. Well, I know what to do. I just want to get this out to make people aware and get some eyeballs. Not just on my story, but I'm sure just similar stories out there, and I just want to get I just want to get this looked at. So essentially, on the 27th of January, I purchased Ashes of Creation for $73.50 and 50 cents Australian, and I smashed it. I'd got like 93 hours on the game before it was announced that the game was actually closing. Um, so let me just go my Steam. Okay, so if you purchase, you can see 27th of January 2026, I bought Ashes of Creation. It was 73.50. Then on the 2nd of January, it was announced that the CEO of Intrepid Studios, Stephen Sharif, had resigned, and um, everyone at Intrepid got laid off. And that was on the 2nd. On the 4th of February, I submit a ticket to Steam because I know that I have like 93 hours on the game, so I know that it was just going to get rejected immediately if I just tried to get a normal refund. Dear Steam support team, I am requesting a refund for Ashes of Creation due to extraordinary circumstances related to the sudden collapse of the developer Intrepid Studios as of February 1st, 2026. This is not a standard refund request based on gameplay preference or dissatisfaction, but a report of a broken promise and an effectively abandoned early access product. Reason for this request: studio closure. It has been widely reported that Intrepid Studios has ceased operations, senior leadership has resigned, and the development team laid off with WARN Act notices issued. Um, Abandoned early access product. Ashes of Creation was sold as an early access title with the explicit promise explicit promise of continued development and future delivery of core features. With the studio dissolving, development has permanently halted, and the advertised product will never be completed. Loss of product viability. Without an active development team, the game servers are expected to shut down or become non-functional, rendering the product completely unplayable. I respectfully ask Valve to treat this case similarly to previous precedents, such as the day before, where refunds were issued due to studio closure and false or unfulfilled advertising shortly after release. Given the circumstances, I request a manual review of this product, of this purchase, as the product is now effectively defunct and no longer deliverable as sold. This also goes against the ACCC, Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, of which I'm based in Perth, WA. And then, so that was February 3rd at 1:32. February 4th at 7:44 a.m. We are investigating this issue. As soon as we have more information, we will update your ticket. Steam support, Deep. I reply, hi Deep, just following up on my request. There's been numerous reports of refunds being processed. Like I said, this goes against the ACCC, which I will be contacting if this is not sorted in a timely manner. Now, so this is now the second time that I've mentioned the ACCC. The first time saying that I will be contacting them if it is not sorted out. And then Deep replies at 12:29 a.m. on February 5th. We have closely reviewed your request. Unfortunately, your purchase does not qualify for a refund. To ensure future eligibility, please submit refund requests within 14 days of purchase and less than 2 hours of playtime. Please review our refund policy and common refund questions. For more information, Steam support Deep. Then I say, hi, as previously stated, this is not a normal refund request. This situation goes against the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, and I will be contacting them if my refund is withheld. As previously stated, I bought the product under the pretense that this was going to be an ongoing game 52 days after the game launched. So not even after I bought it, after it launched. I literally bought it like 5 or 6 days before it was announced that it was shut down. 52 days after the game launched on Steam, the studio shut down. Please review this again and provide my refund, otherwise the ACCC will be notified. I then get a response. I realize you're not satisfied in this moment with the current state of the game, but we have not found evidence of a major failure in this case. This means they have not, like, this. So this is the second person that has looked at this ticket. They've not read, or they don't understand the situation with Ashes of Creation, because they said they have no evidence of a major failure in this case. In addition, the amount of time you've spent with the product far exceeds our refund policy and suggests that the game is functioning as expected. For these reasons, we will not be issuing you with a refund. I understand that this is not the answer you were looking for, but we cannot accommodate your request. I encourage you to read the following article in regards to how early access games work. Additionally, feel free to reach out to the game publisher, once again, showing that they know absolutely nothing about the situation, so you can address your feedback and your concerns on the matter. If you have any other questions that are not related with this issue, feel free to ask. Otherwise, we will need to close this ticket. I reply, hello. The game will be shut down imminently. There are numerous reports of Steam already refunding people because of this. Steam is aware of the Ashes of Creation situation, regardless of the amount of time I've played, as the game only released 52 days before the studio announced it down. I messed up there. I was promised a product that was not delivered on. This goes against the ACCC, Australian Competition and Consumer Commission. I will be filing a case against Valve and against Intrepid Studios, regardless of the amount of time I've played. I was promised a product that was not delivered on. Steam has set a precedent for refunding in similar situations such as the days before. Please process my refund, as the product I paid for could not be delivered on. They said, hello, because we have provided all the information we have for your issue, I'm closing this help request. If you have an unrelated issue, please open a new request. So now this is now the third person, third separate person that has looked at this case, and then they just close it. Cool. I then on the February 6th, I basically just copy paste it. Hello, our records show that that we have addressed this issue in your previous ticket, and I'm closing this help request. Any future help request will get the same response. If you have an unrelated issue, please open a new help request, and we'll be happy to help. So literally, they're just like now. Okay, so I copy paste it again because this is a lot of text. I'm not going to keep writing it out. But I did add this. Valve is aware of the Ashes of Creation situation and has started issuing refunds. Withholding my refund goes against the ACCC, and Valve and Intrepid will be liable. Hello, thank you for contacting Steam support. I understand your sentiment regarding the game being shut down by the publisher. However, your purchase greatly exceeds the terms set out in our refund policy, and we're unable to make an exception. By the way, this is their policy, right? Their policy does not trump my rights as an Australian citizen. Okay, the ACL, the Australian Consumer Law, trumps their policy. So if they go against it, it has already been the ACCC has already set the precedent and enforced that their 2-hour 14-day refund policy does not trump the ACL. It just doesn't. Steam support does not have an update on when the game will be available for purchase again. You may consider getting in touch with the game's publisher for further updates. Once again, so this is now the fourth person saying get in contact with the game's publisher. The game was self-published. There's no one at Intrepid. Hello. It does not matter if I had 5 hours played or 900 hours played now. So this is where I'm starting to get a bit frustrated. The product sold was not the product delivered. Are we filing a complaint with the ACCC? Exceptions need to be made in these circumstances. Look at the purchase date. I did not have it for very long. Also, the game was self-published by the developer. The developer has shut down. Please look into the scenario with Ashes of Creation and release my refund. Also, the game shut down 52 days after it launched on Steam. I understand your concern regarding this purchase and I know how much you wanted this game to be refunded. So this is now the 5th person. Our previous response may not be what you're looking for in terms of a resolution, but because your purchase greatly exceeded our refund policy, we're unable to accommodate your request. Refund requests are also reviewed on a case-to-case basis, and Steam support takes into consideration multiple factors that would warrant an exception. No, you don't. Not in this case. Not in this ticket. We wish we could be more helpful, but we were unable to assist you further as we have provided you with all the information regarding this issue. If you have an unrelated concern, kindly reply here and we'll be happy to help. Otherwise, Steam support will be closing this ticket. So I sent this today. Do you not understand that by withholding my refund, you are breaching Australian consumer laws? And then I reply like half an hour later. Based on the Australian consumer law, which is enforced by the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, the game shutting down after only 6 days of purchase constitutes a major failure as it is no longer fit for purpose. Major failure. The product can no longer be used for its intended purpose. While I have owned it for a week, that's supposed to say 90 hours. The 90 hours played does not negate my rights if the product fails prematurely. The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission has established that Steam cannot enforce their 2-hour policy if it breaches Australian consumer guarantees. Even if the developer is to blame for the shutdown, Steam is responsible for providing the remedy under Australian consumer law. The only exception to this is if I knew the shutdown prior to purchasing the game. I purchased the game on the 27th of the 1st. The developer Intrepid Studios announced a shutdown on the 1st of the February. So unless I had insider information, Steam is liable to remedy this situation. That was 5 hours ago. So this is where we're at. Directly after this video, I will be submitting a report to the ACCC regarding this. Yes, it's only $73.50. It's more the principle, and it's more the people that were dealing with my ticket not being educated in the Ashes of Creation situation, which I'm sure they've had many people asking for refunds. That is outside of that 2-hour period. It's not even the 14-day period is good because I've only had the game for 12 days. So yeah, this is where we're at. I'm gonna upload this video, and I'm going to send it. I'm gonna attach a link to my reply if they keep pushing back, and that's just where we're at. Yes, as you can see, I've got 92.8 hours played. I've been off work for like 2 weeks due to some medical stuff, and I legally can't go back to work until I'm cleared, which I will hopefully get cleared on Monday. But yeah, so this is where we are at, and yes, I chat GPT'd it, but chat GPT just correlates information. It just pulls information, and literally, even though I've got 90 hours played, or 92.8 hours played on the game, it still breaches my rights under the ACL. Because I bought the game under a false pretense. Yes, it was Intrepid that shut that imploded, but because I bought it through Steam, Steam is liable. And if you're going to operate in Australia, Valve, you need to abide by the ACL. So yeah, that's where we're at, and we'll just see. I'll provide an update on if something happens. All right, bye.